Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Hi, welcome to the KVJ ATS Podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the KVJ After the Show Podcast for your Wednesday.
Podcast in that ass.
Podcast that ass? Yes, you know, Denny's already has a question up on our Facebook page. You can jump into what was the specific moment that completely altered the course of your life. Talked about that at the tail end of the regular show today. Gave you our moments, and now people are talking about theirs. Does every person have that one? And if you had to rank them, I assume you would go on ahead and have that happen.
You can have several.
You can. I mean, obviously, me joining the show here was a big one for me. But even before then, there's things that I think alter your life.
Yeah.
First kid.
Yeah, I think, to me, I think it's that one that in how we did it is if you had to rank and say, okay, my life is where it is today because of one moment that happened. What is the most monumental moment? And so I think that's what the answer is. Because, I think we all have tons of moments adding up to where we got, but that pivotal moment. So you can go and answer that. It is on our KVJ Show Facebook page. All right, got a lot of comments. Virginia, you are looking for a new doctor, and you are at the point where you're ready to do that colonoscopy, and so you had some questions about that, and people were sending in some information.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know what I'm doing. I just know that I got a phone call. It said I'm old and my ass is old and I need to get it checked. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's like, when you get your oil checked, they stick a big long stick in there. I don't know what they do.
Well, but I have my butt checked because we go to the same doctor. She's done the old finger in the butt thing with me. You're going deeper. You're doing something more in depth is what I mean when I say deeper.
Yeah, I think what it is, because I have had my ass checked regularly, sometimes weekly.
It's just not by a professional.
No, not a professional at all, but it's checked.
It's by the guy at the convenience store.
It is, yes. Or at the gas station.
The gas station doesn't matter.
But yeah, I've had it checked for a while. But the next step would be that colonoscopy. And this is the year where I probably have that conversation. I'm at 47, so I'm about ready to do that yearly physical kind of thing. And so I would imagine that I'm probably there. And that is where you drink a substance. They actually put you under. They put a camera up at your tuchus, and they really kind of root around and look for polyps. And so that is kind of the next step. And it is very important. I recognize that.
It's the butt pap. The crap pap.
The crap pap.
Mm-hmm. And Christopher had said, yes, that my late husband was diagnosed with colon cancer at 30. Fought like hell and lost his battle 5 years later at the age of 35.
Damn.
How about that, huh?
That's just not fair.
Yeah.
It's awful. Sorry to hear that.
Nobody's thinking about going and getting their colonoscopy at 30. It just, your mind's not there.
Right. And he's obviously encouraging a colonoscopy, and he would recommend going to a gastroenterologist to get the colonoscopy, not your primary doctor.
And not the gas station.
Not the gas station. That's just for a different reason, though.
That's just for
That's Friday
shits and giggles.
That's Friday night.
More shits than giggles, but
well, you go for the giggles, you stay for the shits.
I giggle when I shit.
Well, a lot of people don't. Consider yourself lucky.
I do.
Shitting is awesome because some people can't do it regularly, and those people are sad.
That's tough. No, luckily I giggle when I shit.
Yeah, I always tell you the story of my buddy who said his girlfriend at the time claimed she only pooped once a month. And I'm thinking 12 poops a month? That's impossible. She had
12 poops a year.
Or a year, I should say. Yeah, 12 poops a year. That's a lie.
That's a really low poop number. I know girls that only poop like once a week, but it's probably because they're anorexic and not taking care of themselves.
That's medically impossible to only poop 12 times a year, right?
I don't know. I mean, anything's possible, but it's not healthy. Let's put it that way. You can't sustain that.
It's blown my mind. I brought it up 5 times, and I've never gotten quite the answer I've ever wanted. You guys never go, no, it's impossible. You go, I don't know. Yeah,
well, I mean, I don't even have a primary care physician, so don't look to me for any medical advice.
Right.
Some mysteries aren't just meant to be solved, I suppose.
I can't even get my own butt fingered.
It's not easy.
I can't tell you what's going on with other people's butts.
This email is about paying for it and all that kind of stuff. It said, I texted in about asking for self-pay, no insurance rate. If you go in because you're thinking about going to your regular doctor without the insurance, that's what they were saying there. And on another note, this is a preventive procedure and should be covered by any plan, just like a PAP or mammogram you get every year. You should look for a doctor that is on your plan. I'm in medical billing and finally do get how this works. And if your doctor doesn't offer a long-time patient a self-pay discounted rate, maybe not a great doctor.
They did tell me I could self-pay. I was just reeling, and I didn't even think to ask how much the procedure is to self-pay. But it's also not a path I want to go down because I pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars every single month for health insurance. And it just seems like, well, what the hell else? You know, I don't have all this extra money to pay hundreds for health insurance and then pay hundreds to self-pay.
Yeah. And
It's fucked.
in fact, they say I had to have a CT lung scan. I was a former smoker, and I went to Holy Cross in Fort Lauderdale, and they quoted me $1,200. I laughed and I said, canceled. I can't afford that. They said, well, if you're going to self-pay without the insurance, it is $99. Insane, but totally affordable. Hospitals will charge the deductible because they can.
Damn.
But they're the ones that do offer self-pay packages for the uninsured. You don't have to use insurance.
Wow. I mean, if the self-pay is cheaper than the deductible for the procedure, damn. That's all kind of effed up.
That really is. Yeah.
It's like, what?
There's so much ridiculousness in
Can't we just have honesty and transparency?
Not in America.
In medical billing? Is that so much to ask? We're trying to keep from dying over here from butt cancer.
Right.
Y'all making it kind of hard.
Yeah. Not cool, man. Not cool.
Have you heard about these total body scans you can get now?
No.
Where they lay your ass out, and I guess they look at your heart, they look at your organs, they look at your butt. They take all these like internal diagnostic readings, and they figure out, okay, does he have any artery clogging or artery hardening? Does he have any weird butt stuff? How's that pancreas looking? What about that liver? And it's like a total body scan that analyzes everything and tells you if you have anything brewing.
I thought that they did that to me when I gave my kidney to Bigfoot. They did that. I've talked about it before. You go in this tube, this tank. They put that iron or the iodine in you, and they tell you it's going to feel weird in your penis. It's going to feel weird in your butthole.
But you liked it.
They didn't maybe say those words, but they might have said penis. But yeah, you do feel it, and it's supposed to give you back a reading of everything, that's wrong with you.
Would they have been mad if you started tugging it?
You don't want to tug it.
It's not that kind of weird?
No, you're in a fucking incubator. You're scared. You're fucking freezing. You're vulnerable. Your tits are hanging out.
Yeah. Not the time for
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling sexy.
Yeah, I know even some toilets they have now will give you a quick medical scan.
It scans your poo?
Yeah. And it'll give you kind of a readout. And it is really amazing what they're able to do in the biomedical fields now.
Wow.
Things like that. Yeah, I guess there's just so much information in your turds.
I just did blood work, like a full-on panel.
Yeah.
With my new Begin a New Med Spa. I get all the results tomorrow, and apparently they're going to break it down. Like, they get real deep into it. They'll tell me what's going on in my gut, my adrenal
Oh, that's
glands.
great. I love all that.
All of my vitamins, nutrients, hormones, and then they also like tell you sensitivity. Like if I'm allergic to foods that maybe didn't come up in the last sensitivity test because that was over 5 years ago, your body changes and you become sensitive to new stuff that you might not know about.
Oh, that's great. I would love to do that. That sounds awesome.
They're doing it for no money. All you have to do is just show them your insurance.
No way.
Yeah, it's
Give me that
free.
info. I would do that.
It's free with your insurance card, and you have the same insurance as me, so yours is going to be free.
Okay, give me the info. I'm going to do that.
It's going to come back 70% which?
70.
I asked them, y'all drug tests? And they were like, no, we don't test for that.
I'm sure they can. I'm sure they could.
But they said they don't.
Yeah, I saw this today. They said researchers believe they've identified the upper limit of human mortality. It's 150 years old. They determined that the human lifespan is most significantly based on 2 data points: biological age, which is associated with stress, lifestyle, and chronic diseases, and resilience. That's how quickly the person returns to normal after responding to a stressor. And using these findings at around 120 to 150 years old, the human body shows a complete loss of resilience, resulting in an inability to recover from anything.
So the most we've got is 150 is what you're telling us.
That is the longest you could go, and that is, doing everything we're trying to do. Like I really do, like what Virginia's talking about. I try to do everything I can to take care of my body to the utmost level with everything that I'm doing. And so if you are doing that, and I'm even trying to reduce stress and stressful situations and all those kind of things.
You got to get rid of me and Jason.
Yeah, why?
Right. This job's not helping. There's a lot of people surrounding me that's not helping. But with all those things, trying to do the best that I can. Yeah, they say at 120 to 150. In fact, they say the oldest human on record passed away in 1997 at the age of 122.
Wow.
Could you imagine that, though? You find out today, yeah, Virginia, you're going to live till you're 122.
Well, let's party.
I mean, 100 years is old as fuck, and then you still have 22 years left?
it's amazing.
That's amazing. What a ride. Holy shit, what a ride.
You get to see your great-great-grandkids, no issue whatsoever. That's incredible.
And a quick note, somebody texted in about medical billing. They've been doing it for 10 plus years, and they say if you know you have a high deductible, you should always ask what self-pay rate is prior to stating that you have insurance. Once you say you have insurance, an establishment may only let you use the insurance at that point. So lead with, hey, what is the self-pay rate before you even acknowledge that you have insurance, and you might actually wind up saving money. Right?
I see what they're saying, but I'm just worried about getting in a predicament where maybe I do that for the colonoscopy and I self-pay and it's not that bad. Maybe it's like, $100 or $200. I could stomach that. But then now I'm going to be dancing in this world where anything that goes wrong, I'm a self-pay patient who's also paying hundreds of dollars every paycheck for medical insurance. It's like, it becomes like crazy. And then what if something really bad happens to me? I've still got to go find a new general practitioner.
Yeah. And Kay in the chat room said, yeah, if you do only self-pay, you'll never meet your deductible. So, but there are little tricks. Some work, some don't. There's usually a hitch to everything.
I'm just pissed that our doctor and United Healthcare couldn't work it out. Because that's the problem. I think that United Healthcare is trying to screw doctors out of money, and some doctors just say, you know what, F you. We're not going to deal with you anymore because you don't pay us enough for what we're doing medically for these patients, and you can just take your United Healthcare patients and shove them. And then I, as the United Healthcare patient that has worked with this same doctor for over 15 years, has to go find a new general practitioner at my age?
You just put Jaybird into a bored coma.
No,
Sorry.
No, I'm good.
Sorry.
No.
She's your doctor too, asshole.
I didn't say anything. We're fucking.
Would you mind tuning in?
I love it. I love hearing about your shit problems.
It's your shit problem too. Same doctor.
No, yeah.
Same team.
Look, don't call me out.
What a dick.
I'm just listening.
You're a dick.
I loved it.
Quinn sent in an email, something interesting here about getting back at the HOA. In fact, you say maybe you could use this with your pool situation that you wanted to get that the HOA took a dump on Virginia. They said the best piece of advice when dealing with an HOA, if they ever start giving you trouble, just threaten to put up a radio tower in your backyard.
Oh, a radio tower. We work in radio. It kind of makes sense.
Like, let's just say that you got a trampoline for your kids to enjoy and your HOA tells you that you have to take it down. Send them a letter back saying, okay, with all the extra room I'll have in my yard, I'm planning to install a 40-foot ham radio tower. Due to the Ham Radio Parity Act, as well as the Local Community Radio Act, both issued by the FCC, it is entirely within my legal rights to install infrastructure on my property that aids in the use of private and public radio communications. The FCC's jurisdictions take precedence over local and community policy, and a fine of up to $300,000 can be charged towards any entity that attempts to impede on my right to install this tower.
Wow. This is awesome. All right, Bird, we're building a radio tower.
I love it.
That's kind of insane, isn't it? If that's true.
That's amazing.
Look up the Ham Radio, HAM, Radio Parity Act, as well as the Local Community Radio Act, both issued by the FCC. That's what they say.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Angie said, yeah, got to out Karen the Karens.
I love it. I mean, I could just wait for them to die off because a few of them look really old, but
The one guy you have beef with does look like he's in Cocoon. He's older.
yeah. Oh, you should see the guys. There's a subcommittee of my HOA called the Architectural Control Committee. 2 of the guys on that committee are in their 90s. I have no doubt about it. I mean, the clock is in my favor.
Man, if I get to be 90 years old, I want the only activity I'm doing is walking to get a soda.
Could you imagine being 90 and giving a shit if someone puts in a pool or not?
Couldn't give a fuck at 44.
The amount of time these old guys spend getting so upset about everything in the neighborhood, I'm like, dude, really? This is how you're going out?
Even if I lived in it, but this is just me, and I get that I am a weirdo and that I'm the odd one out. But even if I didn't like someone's house and their sidewalk was fucked or their wall looked ugly, I'm not sweating that. I don't give a frog's fat ass. Some people get so bent out of shape about it. It's an eyesore, and every time I look at it fucking drives me crazy. I don't know. It doesn't do. That stuff does not bother me.
I know, me neither. Because it's, first of all, it has no effect on my life what somebody else does on their property.
If I'm keeping my shit tight,
yeah.
It's like when someone wears something out. Why are you wearing that? Wear what you want. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know. I guess I'm just set loose.
Some people are set loose.
I think being set loose helps you navigate life.
Well, but back when I lived back in my parents' house, we had people in our neighborhood that always complain about. They would come to our house and complain about shit, they didn't like about our house. So I'm the weird one in the neighborhood.
Earlier on the regular show today, I was going through a list of the top performing show on every major platform according to their IMDb score. And it's kind of interesting because I did see that Ted Lasso, again, that show had come up for Apple TV, and I think that is maybe the next show I might jump into because I was like, okay, I've been hearing good things about that. If that is the top rank for that, then that might be the next binge-worthy program I watch. And I was kind of surprised to see, you always talk about the Twilight Zone, Jay Bird, that is actually the top-rated show on Paramount Plus.
It's to me the most brilliant show that's ever been written ever. It was before its time. It spawned off many parodies, many shows like that, I should say. It's an amazing series. I get that it's old.
Well, somebody giving the heads up saying that I just read that Twilight Zone and Twin Peaks is going to be leaving Netflix in July.
No. Fuck Netflix.
Yeah, well, it's probably because, that's what's going on. The fact that it was on Paramount TV, that's happening now. Now that new platforms are opening up, streaming sites, they're getting the rights from Netflix, and Netflix is bleeding out some of the programming that is licensed to other places. So that's one thing you'll see. Also with Twin Peaks, That is on Showtime. That is the actual #1 highest rated series streaming on Showtime, according to IMDb. And that's also leaving.
I know, but I already pay for Netflix. I'm not paying for Paramount. I'm not paying for Apple TV. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, everyone's talking about the new Twilight Zone in the chat room, and I thought it sucked too. A lot of people did not like it. The old one is that good.
Yeah. I'm also getting some good emails about Startup. That is on Netflix. That is a show that is centered in Miami and particularly Brickell. Oh. And I started watching a little bit of it, and I was okay with it, but the Queen's like, I'm not feeling this, so away it went. So I'm getting like Kentucky John saying, Kev, you need to just watch it on your own. The last 2 episodes of season 1 might be the 2 best shows I have ever watched.
2 best shows ever?
2 best ever.
This gritty drama follows unlikely tech entrepreneurs that have a brilliant idea and a powerful FBI agent who can make or break those he comes in contact with.
Yeah, Audrey is saying episode 6, season 1. Give it a try. I am screaming at my TV right now. Awesome show. Startup. So maybe I will read these to the Queen and say, this is your last chance because the startup train is leaving now. Choo-choo. Another show that somebody's recommending that looks like I would like it, but I didn't hear anything about it. 11/22/63. That is done as a digital date. It has got James Franco in it, and it's about JFK. And if you haven't seen this show, you should try it.
Is that new?
I don't know if it is new or not. I'm trying to see.
Is Franco still acting? Because he got canceled, didn't he?
It's from 2016.
Okay, that's before he got canceled.
okay.
That's right around when he got canceled.
Can you watch it, considering the fact that he's been canceled?
I mean, you can watch it, but you just can't tell anybody you watched it. So you can, but just don't go and say anything.
Don't tweet about it.
Yeah.
It's an 8-part series that follows Jake Epping, played by James Franco, an ordinary high school teacher presented with the unthinkable mission of traveling back in time to prevent the assassination of JFK on November 22nd, 1963. He travels to the past in order to solve the most enduring mystery of the 20th century: who killed JFK, and could it have been stopped? But as Jake will learn, the past does not want to be changed, and trying to divert the course of history may prove fatal. So it's kind of sci-fi stuff.
You would hate it, Virginia?
I would hate it, but Startup sounds like I might like it.
Yeah. One to take a look at. So I got Ted Lasso. I got Startup. I got me some stuff to watch now. And that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's on FX. That was the #1 show there from IMDb score.
For you, that'll be where you watch 1 or 2, and then you'll take a break and then go back. It's kind of like Curb Your Enthusiasm. You're not going to want to binge watch that too much. I just know your personality.
Okay. Yeah, I got to get on that too. I've been kind of sludging through Curb Your Enthusiasm. So I got to get back on that. Got an email from Caitlin in Tucson about an instant classic song, a couple ones that she would like to throw in. This is a song from the last 5 years. It'll turn out to be a classic. She thinks Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper will get to that status. And also Havana by Camila Cabello, especially in South Florida. My bet is that you heard that song for a while.
You know, I don't hear anymore, and she was all over the radio. I don't hear Adele played.
Yeah, she was everywhere and then nowhere.
Well, it's not like she went away forever. She's been gone for a couple years. You would think we still play other people's songs that haven't been out, that have been gone for a minute.
It is odd. I'm always amazed at the songs that do just somehow seem to stand the test of time. And these songs, they are tested. So, there is something to that.
But how do they, I'm not trying to be a radio dick over here. Mm-hmm. How do they test them, though? I mean, is it a sample size of 10 people? Is it 30 people? I just always like to know how things are tested so I can get an accurate, feeling of, is that a good test or not?
Well, now, especially with the digital and your Spotify's and your Apple and everything else, they're getting exact numbers of listens, how long somebody actually listens to the song. So they're getting very specific numbers on just how much somebody's going after a song. Now, there may be other factors that influence it. It's about marketing music as well. And sometimes there is a song that gets life because it's used in a commercial, a TV show, or a movie. And that's why a lot of artists have changed drastically their position on that. They don't mind being sellouts because it markets their music. So sometimes there is a great song that doesn't become a hit, not because people don't like it, but because they just haven't been introduced to it.
That's what happens a lot. Well, that's my point. I feel like there's a lot of great music out there that never sees the light of day.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this gatekeeper that's saying this is good and that's not? Because there's been some songs held hostage that's never seen the light of day.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
That are great. It's all politics.
Yeah, radio to some extent has always had the politics behind it, but I think now that you're talking about digital music, it's not really the gatekeeper is you. That's really
But
it.
no, I'm saying the gatekeeper isn't always just you, because these people who are getting their music, they have a machine behind it. Who in the machine's making all that work? Someone is finding that music and then making that happen. You still could be making great music and no one finds it. You need that
Well,
machine.
that's the marketing element of it. Yeah. And so it's available. It's out there. There's the great music's there. It's just a matter of getting it and bringing attention to it. A lot of people who are now starting podcasts are trying to figure that out. And that's why you see every celebrity is now starting to do a podcast, because they have a name, and just by now doing a podcast, they will get a lot of attention.
It's
about
true.
the marketing of it.
It really is true. If you have a big name and you're likable, people are starting podcasts right and left every day.
So they're starting out with names. So that's kind of what does it. But yeah, as far as the playing field with music, the parity is more even than it has ever been now with doing it, because radio is not the only gatekeeper now. There's other competitive platforms where you, the consumer, make the choices as to what becomes popular. Speaking of which, Bruno Mars, he is the first artist to have 5 songs certified as diamond by the Recording Industry Association of America. He's got That's What I Like, When I Was Your Man. They just received diamond certification. I mean, streaming over 10 million copies, so people do love Bruno Mars. And you do hear his songs. Those songs you do still hear on the radio,
You do.
and a lot. His new song, I'm not really hearing that much.
And that's the one I really like.
I think that's one. I think that's kind of tanked, actually.
Oh, of course, the one KVJ puts our stamp on.
I do like. It's very old school sound. Is that the It's very R&B 70s. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, Leave the Door Open.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah, and I'm not really, it doesn't seem like he's getting a lot of push. I mean, if we're not, typically, if we start playing a song on the morning show, then that is a higher testing song. They don't put any garbage song in there they don't know about. That is like, we know this is a smash hit.
He's got good numbers on YouTube.
Yeah, he's doing great. His other songs already certified diamond include Just the Way You Are, Grenade, and Uptown Funk with Mark Ronson. So those are his 5. First artist to have 5 songs certified as diamond, over 10 million copies.
Wow.
Leave the Door Open, though, is new, though, too. So that's going to... I don't think it's tanking as bad as you think, Kev.
Yeah, I don't know. I know we haven't... we're not playing it yet in mornings.
We play things a little late sometimes.
We do, yeah. So it may just be it hasn't gotten there yet. That's very possible. So I don't know what's going on with it. This is another interesting musical note. Could Elvis be canceled 40 years after his death?
They're trying to cancel Elvis?
You can't cancel people after they're dead.
Okay.
I think John Wayne got canceled.
Life canceled Elvis.
But you can go back and you can get... They're going to cancel Abraham Lincoln, too.
Oh.
There's been talks of it.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know if this got a lot of traction, but Quincy Jones, huge name in music that was behind Michael Jackson and Thriller and so many other amazing songs. He says that Elvis was racist. So I don't know what the
Really?
specific examples are.
Yeah, you got to cite some examples when you say that.
And he might have. I don't have the ins and outs.
It's pretty
of it.
heavy.
It is. Yeah. And already Elvis has taken some flack for stealing a lot of black music and, a lot of that culture. He's a guy that was from Mississippi. And so already some people are like, yeah, he basically made his whole career playing black music.
I don't know if, I think if you look into Elvis's life, you may not see a choir boy. if you delve deep into his life. I don't think Elvis was all.
Well, when he hooked up with Priscilla, wasn't she like 13?
Yeah, if you look at Elvis, there's not some good stories about Elvis out
That's
there.
a little shady.
There's not some good stories about a lot of John Lennon. Look at some John Lennon shit. There's some bad John Lennon shit out there too.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's why Quincy Jones says that he never worked with Elvis. Was because, yeah.
He knew he was racist?
That's what Quincy Jones is saying in an interview now that is out there with the Hollywood Reporter. He's 88 now, and they asked him, and he said, I wouldn't work with him, he said, because he was racist.
But how are you going to cancel Elvis? I mean, good luck. It's a little late.
He said that I was writing for orchestra leader Tommy Dorsey, back then in the 50s, and Elvis came in, and Tommy said, I want to play with him. He was a racist mother. I'm going to shut up now. And he said, but every time I saw Elvis, he was being coached by Otis Blackwell, telling him how to sing. So I'm trying to see from this where he says what exactly made him racist.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, examples would be good because Elvis is
Examples and proof, too. I mean, you can't just say it without, like, having some kind of proof.
And after someone's dead.
He said that I was dressed in my favorite suit. The producer came out to meet me at Universal, and he stopped in his tracks, totally in shock, and he went back and told the musical supervisor, you didn't tell me Quincy Jones was a Negro. They didn't use black composers in films. And I don't know if this is Elvis's work. And the other thing that I heard, too, Colonel Parker, who was, wasn't that his manager? I hear he was kind of a domineering figure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys look at it, Elvis didn't have, again, Elvis got some stories behind him.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's the age-old tale. How do we handle all these people that have skeletons? Mm-hmm. Somebody texted in saying, just to let you know, your station does play Adele all the time.
We do?
We never hear it in mornings.
We don't.
I don't hear it on the radio. Not just ours, but I don't know if I listen to a lot of radio. So what the fuck am I talking about?
Never played on this station. I don't listen, but
Elvis is canceled.
I can't hear the station. I have my head too far up my ass.
It plays good music in my ass.
got an interesting email here. I always ask you to send us your next door post. This is probably better for the after the show. This is Alana who had posted this up in Crest Haven. Pervert masturbating. Just walking my dog and a male pulled up next to me on 26th Court, aggressively masturbating, his penis fully out. He would not leave until I got my phone out to record him.
Oh, my.
He got the license plate, a late 90s model burgundy Tacoma with a toolbox.
It's crazy how many times this happens where some guy's jerking off in front of a girl. It's insane.
Yeah.
I think this is just a weird thing with some guys.
It
They
is.
like the shock of doing that.
I mean, there's absolutely creepos out there. Ann had a story. I know some other people in my family have this same kind of story where some stranger is in a parking lot jerking off, looking at them.
Mm-hmm. This is in Pompano Beach, so listen to this. Boy, they really got explicit with the details. Maybe we could solve a crime here. Person 1, hair bald, top navy t-shirt. I love the specifics. Bottom penis. Age 30s, sex male, race Hispanic, physical build, look short and chubby.
Sounds hot.
Bald, short, and chubby.
Bald, short, chubby with a dick out.
And his penis was extremely gross and small.
Just like him.
So specific in this.
Very specific.
In a burgundy Toyota Tacoma, late 90s to early 2000s, a type truck. And they even got the plate number on there.
Oh, well, that's how you get him.
Bring him down.
You don't need the embarrassing description if you have the plate number.
Wow.
Bring him. I still like the embarrassing description.
The embarrassing description
kinda
is
make it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Real short dick.
Yeah.
Tiny penis.
Yeah, there is a lot of good stuff that is out there. So when you guys see it, please send it to us. Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. Thank y'all for being here today and checking us out. We'll be back tomorrow Have a great one. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.